Hi guys! Welcome back to our channel Dream of Soul. It's your girl Destiny.
Wanda.
It is Anime Mondays, guys! Yeah, so today we're going to bring you 2 new shows. Word. Okay. Yeah, we're bringing you 2 new shows. Today we're going to be going over
Demon Slayer.
Yes, Demon Slayer and Sword Art Online. 2 bangers, of course. Now, once again, I feel like I say this every week. I did not watch Demon Slayer all the way through. I watched a couple of episodes, but the main reason I did not watch this is because she told me that the very beginning was beyond tragic, and I wasn't trying to get my feelings hurt. So, you know, I gotta build up to that type of heartache, because the first episode or 2 is going to snap your soul in half. So, so I've been a little hesitant to watch it, but Demon Slayer is one of like the most popular shows this past year. Yeah, like it's blown all the way.
I remember when Demon Slayer first dropped, and we went to Comic-Con, there was tons
of people just like
of characters. Oh my god, it was crazy.
Yeah. Now it's one of the more fairly newer shows, and it's only been 1 season. New season dropping this fall? This summer
of 2021. Right. And I didn't see any specific dates, but it said summer of 21. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that.
And they got a movie out, like literally in the movie theaters out right now, that we just found out about. So they've been blowing up. Sword Art on the other hand has been out for several years now. They literally just finished their final season, Alicization on Adult Swim. And that one also had a couple of movies that came out, and they're dropping live action on Netflix sometime this year. You already know that Netflix is usually hit or miss with the live action, so you know I'm excited, but you know I'm waiting until I see a trailer first before I get like super hyped, because you know it's literally hit or miss when it comes to Netflix live actions. So or live actions period.
Yeah, so I say live actions in
not
general.
Netflix, So yo. 2 bangers we about to hit you with, and she gonna start off with some Demon Slayer.
Yeah. So basically, in a nutshell, Demon Slayer is about Tanjiro Kamado, and Tanjiro is this kind-hearted, intelligent young man who lives with his family up in the mountains. He became the sole source of income from his family because their dad passed away, unfortunately. So by the income that he was making, the job he had was basically selling coal to the town that is at the bottom of the mountain where they live, and he's making these trips back and forth to the village to sell his charcoal, whatever. But basically everything changes one day due to Tanjiro discovering that his family was slaughtered by a demon. Excuse me. Tanjiro and his sister Nezuko are the sole survivors of this horrible attack, and Nezuko unfortunately is transformed into a demon, but still surprisingly showing signs of human emotion. Like Nezuko is still in there, even though she's now a demon.
Because once you become a demon,
you lose everything.
You know, you're a monster. You're a demon. You're just a man-eating monster at that point.
A man-eating machine, exactly.
But so luckily, Nezuko, when she attacked her brother at one point, she was crying. So you could tell
he was screaming her name, like begging her, Nezuko, it's your brother, Tanjiro, please fight. And
heartbreak.
Yeah, it's a heartbreaking scene. It's bad.
But she was crying, so you could tell that her emotions were trying to push through, even though
her
body was physically like attacking him. Mentally, she was fighting.
She was fighting.
It was really
so after that emotional scene goes down, they encounter this demon slayer by the name of Gaiju Tomi, whatever. And he's a demon slayer in the demon corps, and Gaiju basically recruits Tanjiro and tells him that he needs to go and be trained by this really, really strong demon slayer by the name of Sakonji. Basically once he is trained by Sakonji, therein begins his journey to avenge his family and to find, because he's convinced that there's a cure, that he could change his sister back to a human, and that's how his adventure begins. Now the first episode is basically that he goes to sell coal, comes back, finds his family totally slaughtered. He realizes in all the hysterical and all the heartache that one of his sisters is still alive. And as he's rushing to get her help, you know, that's when she wakes up, and that's when all the drama begins. She starts clawing at him, and that scene,
and that's just the first episode.
Yeah, that's just the first.
That's the episode I can't get past. Like his whole
just
family murdered, and it's like just like he had babies. He was
He was the oldest.
and he's not even that old. You know,
he's
only
like
what,
15. I believe he's 15, and he's the oldest of 6. And there was a little
baby
tiny one, and
his mom.
Everyone. I
gotta get through that.
Woo! That right there in
I might just skip that episode completely.
And now him to become a demon slayer is no joke. They put you through this rigorous, crazy, insane. I mean, basically, once you try to join to become a demon slayer, you will die if you do not fight. You are literally fighting for your life. Okay. And basically, the last few standing are the ones that take the next step in becoming a demon slayer. That's basically it. And these demons are no joke. They come in all shapes, sizes. Some of them.
Oh, so they're pretty much fighting these demons.
Yeah.
And if you lose, basically
you lose, you die. So when you're going through the whole training process, they basically drop you off up in these mountains and these woods that are known for having demons, and you're left on your own to fight these demons. And those that are left standing get bestowed upon them their very own demon slayer sword, and these swords give them these extra powers that they have to wield, and it is insane to say the least. Now, the main demon that started all this horror, his name is Muzan. And Muzan is no freaking joke. Those that he has transformed are terrified of him. Like, if there's been scenes where they've cornered demons and basically say, tell me where Muzan is, they would rather slit their own throats than go against Muzan. Okay, it's insane. It's he along the way he meets these characters. One of the characters is named Zenitsu. Now Zenitsu comes off as this coward. I mean, coward. He cries if you leave him alone anywhere. You're just like, how in the hell did he pass the test to become a demon slayer? That's how much of a coward he is. Okay, now mind you, his power, when he is up against the wall and he feel like he's about to literally die, a demon could be at his throat. All of a sudden, out of the blue, something in him snaps and he becomes one of the most you gotta see it to believe it. When I saw it for the first time, I couldn't believe what I just saw. He from this crying snot baby screaming in terror to this badass out of the blue. It's like he has a split personality. So he's a friend that Tanjiro finds along the way. And then there's Inosuke. Now Inosuke is hilarious. He is a terror. All he wants to do is kill demons. He cannot stop. You cannot stop him from killing demons. He is a one-man killing machine. He has no shirt. He wears a pig head over his own head, so you don't really see his face.
I'm sure you've seen that.
It's just, he has a snout. It's horrible. At first, I thought he was a demon, but it turned out that he was just wearing a pig
told me he could
head
take that off, and
over
I was
his
like,
head. So I was like, okay. He is no joke, and basically the two of them become like, I wouldn't say it's partners, but they do team up from time to time. But Tanjiro's main partner is his little sister Nezuko, because she's still Nezuko deep down, and she'll do anything to protect her brother. Nezuko is no joke. Look out, because once she gets going, those demon powers is on another level. And now, mind you, Tanjiro's biggest concern, and everyone's biggest concern, was that Nezuko, for demons to get stronger, they have to feed. Nezuko,
like eating humans.
Yeah, eating humans.
Yeah.
She won't eat humans. Her brother won't allow her to eat humans. He's not going to let her go over the edge. So in order for Nezuko to become stronger, what happens to her is that she sleeps. She has these comatose sleeps where she'll sleep for 48 hours, 72 hours. It depends on whatever she needs to do to recoup her strength. And mind you, when she sees humans or she witnesses another demon eating a human, you see her drooling, foaming at the mouth. Poor thing. It's hard to watch. But she is staying, she's fighting, she's staying in control to stay Nezuko at heart. Now, overall, this series is crazy. It's definitely a must watch. The demons, will freak you out. Some of them even creep me out. One of them, I was watching it in the dark. I had to turn the light on. They just they will creep you out. They will. That's just me. That's just me. I don't sit too well with watching anything that's demonic. But since it was an anime, I could get through it easier. But yeah, definitely worth watching. It's adventurous. It's heartache.
And once you get past like the initial heartbreak,
you'll be all right. You'll be all right. Mind you, you encounter some other heartache. There's some other story. You didn't find yourself feeling sorry for some of these demons because the way they passed, they were children when they got killed. So they revert back to that childlike personality,
yep.
And
That would hurt me.
It hurts seeing them cry for their families or why that happened to. It's a lot.
Don't get me started.
It's a lot, but definitely worth watching. I'm looking forward to season 2. Finally, after so long, waiting patiently.
It's been like, what, 2 years?
It's been long enough, and the way it ended left you up here. It's like this is not the end. This is not how this is going off, and. So season 2 is finally about to drop. So I would definitely binge this and get ready for season 2 this summer if they do it on time, because they're good for saying
pushing stuff.
Yeah, they're good for saying that they're going to drop a season 2 and then nothing happens.
Right.
So that's it. Demon Slayer.
Word. Now, Sword Art Online. Yo, I got into that ASAP. And it hooked me ASAP, and I've watched the whole first season at least 5 times. At least 5 times. Like,
it's good.
It's dope.
It's good.
Now, Sword Art Online, when it first came out, it was more like a more in the future type of series because it takes place in 2022 of Tokyo, Japan. Now we're in 2021, so it doesn't really seem like that
exactly.
Much. But back then, it was dope. So basically, it is about this virtual reality game called Sword Art Online, SAO for short, right? And in order to access this game, they have like these helmets called a nerve gear, and it taps into the brain's nerves and taps into your 5 senses so that you can control your character in the game using your mind. You can see everything, hear everything, taste everything, feel everything. You know, it sounds dope, right?
It sounds dope, but you can't.
It sounds dope as hell,
you
right?
You couldn't pay me to do that. I couldn't do that.
Right. So the main gist is, on the day that SAO launched, right, 10,000 people logged in, and you know, amongst those 10,000, there was 1,000 beta testers that would also you know what beta testing is, like, you know, those are the few who get a chance to test out the game before it drops for worldwide, right? So amongst those beta testers, we have Kirito, and he's no joke when it comes to this game because he made it like, I think he only made it up to like level 50 or something in the beta test. So he knows like the ins and outs of the game. He knows how to level up quicker. He knows what to do. You know, he just knows the game already.
He's a man,
right? So when they go in, you know, they're in there for like a few hours, right? People making friends, you know, people are having fun, right? And he made a little friend along the way that he was helping, teaching him like this move or whatever like that. And then they was like, yo, I'm getting hungry, you know, let me go get something to eat, blah, blah, you know, I'll hit you back up later. And they try to log out and they can't. It's like the whole log out part that, you know, you click on the menu, log out, it's gone. So then there's this announcement in the main square where everyone starts off in. And it's basically the creator of this game, SAO, named Akihiko Kaiba. He basically tells everybody, yo, y'all stuck in here. He basically says, y'all not getting out of this game until all 100 levels of Aincrad. Aincrad is like the made up world that they're in. You have to beat all 100 levels to basically free yourselves. Now, not everybody has to individually complete all 100 levels and leave. Like, they just need one. Just basically the game has to be completed, all 100 levels, and then everybody can leave. You know, of course the world goes into chaos because he's not only telling them, he's also broadcasting this in real time so that everyone's families can see, yeah, your child, your brother, your husband, whatever, they're stuck in here and you cannot touch them. Like, do not take the headgear off because they will die in real life. If you die in the game, you will die in real life. You know,
that's
so
crazy.
Of course,
it's crazy.
People panicked, you know, like, what? Mind you, there's kids, like little kids. Children are in this game stuck now. You know, you got all types of ages from, like, you know, like 6 to like 6D. You know, you have older, like, you know, all ages, all types, and you know, of course, it's that's
terrifying.
It's heartbreaking. It's so scared. Kirito, he immediately, like, while everyone's panicking in the square, like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? He immediately goes to start his journey. He said he knows, like I said, he knows the in and out, so he immediately goes to where he has to go to start ranking up, getting his gear, or whatever like that, do what you gotta do. Now, 3 years passes. 3 years passes, and I forgot exactly how many has died so far, but I think it was at least like 6,000 people died in real life so far after these 3 years. Really messed up. And you know, 3 years being in the game at this point, you know, some people have lost it, some people have lost all hope, people have given up. So like the older couples that were playing, like they pretty much settled in. Yeah, so you got like people who are in like the countryside, you know, sitting back with like their cabins and they're fishing, and they basically just like, you know, this is
living
life.
Yeah,
you got some kids, the kids who were stuck in there, nice kind women built orphanages so that they could take all the kids in and protect them. You got, of course, in every world, no matter it's fake, real life, you gotta have the a-holes that take advantage of the weak. So you got like, there's different guilds, and of course there's evil guilds where they kill people just for the fun of it, because they know you're gonna die in real life. They're killing you just because, you know, you gotta have a killer, you gotta have thieves and robbers and rapists and
ignorance.
It's just, you know, it's
no
that.
getting around it.
Now, the main guild is the Aincrad Liberation Force, also known as the Army, and this is the biggest guild in the game. There's about 3,000 players in this guild, because most guilds have like maybe 5 to 10 people. This one has 3,000, and they pretty much take it upon themselves to control, to set order to the world. So you got like the army, you got like the people, almost like the police force. Like they police the town, they collect taxes on people. Like, come on, this is a game, yo. You collect the taxes and whatnot. Like, and then you have the main chunk of the guild who are the ones who are defeating missions and leveling up so that they can get, that's why they got so much power, because at the end of the day they're the main group that's trying to beat this game to get everyone out, you know. And Kirito, you know, Kirito is more like, I'm a one-man type of deal, you know, blah blah, but
he never teams up with anyone.
Eventually he's kind of like forced into this guild because the leader of the guild recognizes him and his power and his skill. And he's like, yo, we could really use someone like you. Of course, he says no, and he's like, well, if you beat me in a real match, then you have to join this guild. And if you beat me, you can be solo. But if I beat you, you gotta join. Now, Kirito loses. He ends up joining the guild, and in this guild, he meets Asuna. And Asuna is bad chick. I think she's called. I forgot exactly what her nickname is, but I think she's called like the Flash or something, because she's so quick with like her moves and her moves and stuff. Like, she's dope. She's bad. And at first, her and Kirito don't even get along, you know, because they kind of butt heads, because she's the strong, independent woman who, like, and plus she's one of the captains, so she tells people what to do. And he's not happy because he has his own opinions, he has his own way of doing things, and blah blah blah. So of course, at first they butt heads, but eventually they fall in love. So much so to the point where they even get married in the game. Like, they get a house. They went on honeymoon.
So beautiful.
Like the captain of the guild, he says, you guys got 2 weeks off, y'all go and, you know, have fun, be married. Beautiful. You know, it was really cute. And on their honeymoon, they found like this little girl who turns to be like an AI of the game. They end up adopting her.
She has wings. She's so cute.
Yui is so cute. Yeah, she's adorable. Well, no, she becomes a pixie later. Originally, she was just like the small girl. But yeah, they adopt her. They adopt her as like their daughter, basically. Now, during their honeymoon, they get a panicked call saying, y'all gotta return immediately because, you know, we found the door to like this mission that we gotta complete, and we need all hands on deck, right? So they, you know, they go do their mission or whatever like that, and during this big mission, they find out that the creator, you know, Akihiko Kaiba, he's been in the game with them all along, disguised as one of the players, and they figure this out and they confront him about it. And basically the guy is like, all right, y'all caught me. If you could kill me right here and now, I'll let everyone go. Because mind you, they were nowhere near done with this game. They still had far to go. But he basically like, well, I'm already found out. It's not like I can, keep, going the way I've been going. So, you know what? It's been 3 years. I'm going to give you an opportunity right now to end it all. So, that's what they do. Kirito and Asuna, they fight him. Asuna gets hurt. Kirito even gets hurt. Asuna sacrifices herself for him at one point, which gives him the strength because, he's like, oh my god. Because, if you die in the game, you die in real life. So, Asuna sacrifices herself for him. And of course he's broken, so that gives him the strength to like get that finishing blow. He kills him, sets everyone free. Fortunately, Asuna didn't die in real life. Her character was still there because he was broken. Even though everybody was set free, he was like, my girl is gone. But she showed up like as everyone's like flying away, where that she shows up and he's like, oh okay, so we're still here. So they basically is like, see you on the other side. And he wakes up, and he's all gaunt, hair long, it's been 3 years in a coma, of course he's all messed up. And his first thought is, I gotta see Asuna. Now, unfortunately, this is just the first half of the first season. Then you got the second half where we enter. And turns out that not only Asuna, but 300 of the people who were stuck in that game didn't wake up. They still in a coma. And so he's visiting her in the hospital and nobody knows why they're still sleeping. And while he's visiting her in the hospital, he meets her parents or whatever that. He tells them like, we got married, I'm in love with her, she's in love with me, and blah blah blah. But her parents don't accept this. They're only like 16. They don't accept this. And unfortunately, her father arranges Asuna to be married to some prick in their company. She's unconscious, but they still was just like, business matters, as long as it's on paper, it don't matter.
Exactly.
So Kirito's like, I cannot stand for this, obviously, but it's not like he's not much he can't do anything about it though. Like, what's he gonna do? He's a 16-year-old. You gonna sit there and say, oh, you can't marry her off, so he can't do nothing about it. Several months goes by, right? And one of the friends that he made inside the game lets him know, yo, there's a new game out called Alfine Online, and a couple of the players in the game took snapshots of like this bird nest in this big tree,
bird cage.
Yeah, this bird cage in this huge tree that's called the world tree in the game. And people be trying to climb this tree or whatever like that because it's supposed to be a castle at the top, and people couldn't get to the top, but they got far enough where they was able to find this bird cage, and they saw a woman inside. That woman looked exactly like Asuna. So he tells them, yo, we think this is Asuna. This is where she's been this whole time, and this is why she hasn't woken up. So Kirito, you would think after being stuck in this game forever that you'd be a little hesitant to put the nerve gear back on. He got right up in that joint, and he was like, yo, if Asuna's stuck in here, I gotta go get her. So he went right back in. Now, this game is almost like Aincrad. Almost like Sword Art Online. Only this time it's like elves. So you got wings. You got kind of like fairy powers, and there's like 4 different type of fairies that you could be.
Yeah.
And it's a spin on it, but it's really fun. And in there, he's able to get Yui, who was his previous little daughter, but she says she was an AI. He was able to keep her like in his
memory.
He's like a log of all of like his, because he was able to retain all of his powers and
from the
weapons and stuff from the last game and
right.
transferred over, including Yui. Now, because this one is all about fairies, that's when she turns into the fairy. She becomes a little fairy, and because she's an AI, she can able to get into the system and kind of tell him things and whatnot. Now, there along the way, he meets a girl who he later finds out is his cousin actually, and the two of them, she basically helps him get to the world tree. Now, originally, she don't know why he wants to get to the world tree. She just knows that he needs to get there as soon as possible. So she helps him along the way. They make more friends, of course, and blah, blah. And when they finally get to the world tree, that's when she takes notice that, okay, this is actually my cousin Kirito, because when he got to the world tree, he basically was like, Asuna's up there and I gotta get her. And she's like, wait, Asuna is my cousin's girl, blah, blah. So that's when she makes that, distinction or whatnot. And I'm not gonna say how he gets there, but of course, he ends up getting to the top to try to find Asuna. And when they get to like the world tree, it's there where they find out that these 300 people that were trapped here are actually being experimented on mentally. Like they're playing mind games with these like torturous things are being done to them because this company basically is using them to create a mind control type of serum or whatever. Always something ridiculous, right? So
insane.
He's like, okay, not only do I got to get Asuna out of this cage. Now Asuna wasn't one of the ones being experimented on.
No.
That's why she's put in a cage by this prick who's behind all of this. You know what I'm saying? And he's such an a-hole. He pretty much is keeping her there for his enjoyment because he's a pervert. He's such a
he's a pervert.
Yeah,
that's
he's
exactly
such an a-hole.
Ooh.
So they
you get fired up. You get fired up.
Because there's a moment where he pretty much has Kirito down and he's attacking Asuna sexually and he's forcing Kirito to watch it all. Ooh, this bastard. But, you know, Kirito...
You get hot.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Kirito gets him. Kirito gets him in the end. And, of course, he ends up, you know, saving everyone else. He saves Asuna. And, you know, that was a great ending because it was well-deserved. And, you know... After they get out of the game, you know, this shows kind of like how they've been doing afterwards. They have to do this special program in school because, you know, all these people have been gone for 3 years. So they have to, like, this crunch program or whatever, this cram school or whatever, that everyone, all the kids who were stuck in there, they all go to this program. You know, they're kind of just living their lives.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how, like, this last season ends. Well, that's kind of how, like, the first season ends, right? And it leads off to several other seasons. Like we have Gun Gale Online, which is like, you know, an online virtual reality game using guns instead. Then we have Alicization, where we have like other AIs being formed, and that season just ended. They also had a movie that came out in theaters a few years ago, which was awesome. And as we said, they got a live action coming soon. But
yeah. But still, I'm just saying Kirito is no joke because after everything with these other spin-offs like the Gun Gale and the Alicization, I'm not trying to dive back and be a part of that world anymore. But yet, he always goes back. So
because he's deemed the hero, he always got to save somebody, and because he's the strongest.
Because of his experience.
Because he's a hardcore gamer, and you know he's
good at what he does. Go back. So every time I watch these different ones, it's like, yo, he's going back again. He's going back again. I can't. Yeah.
I could never, especially with Alicization. But yo, the drama he goes in on that season,
that right there.
So. Y'all gotta watch it. I don't want to give up too much away, but like y'all got to watch.
Alicization, out of all of them, I think that one pissed me off the most.
Yeah,
that was very irritated.
It was several times where it was just like very upsetting. I'm like, I'm not watching this anymore. You know, it was like, but in the end, you know, it's always, you know, a nice ending. So whatever. But you just gotta get through those moments where it's just like But yo, it's dope.
Check it out.
I told you I watched it several times. It's dope. If you really love, like, you know, fantasy, you know, video game types, yo, it's lit. It's lit. Yeah. Right. So, if you guys have seen these shows already and you guys want to comment, comment your opinions. If you haven't seen them, you should definitely do so. Definitely do Demon Slayer because
season 2 is going to drop this summer.
That's quick. Like, how many episodes was that? 24 maybe?
Yeah, it's not a lot.
That's a quick thing to
get through. It went through very fast.
Yeah. And then Sword Art had 3 seasons plus a movie or 2. So,
definitely worth watching.
If you just want something, you know, to binge that's like very interesting, definitely these 2 are the way to go. Definitely. Yes, thank you guys for tuning into today's Anime Mondays. If you guys have any shows that you guys want us to talk about or watch, if you haven't watched it yet, please recommend them in the comments. And yeah, we'll hit you back next Monday with another video. Bye guys. Thank you.